Welcome everybody to this NGS Season 19 match in Division A between the High Inquisitors and Magnitude Epicenter. Uh, we have just finished coin flip. The home team won, High Inquisitors won. They took first pick, which means map pick did go over to our members of, pardon me, Magnitude Epicenter. The bans were Volskaya and Braxis for Magnitude, and the bans for High Inquisitors were Tomb of the Spider Queen and Infernal Shrines. So, with those maps gone, Magnitude Epicenter chose Battlefield of Eternity, and I will say the Diablo maps have been incredibly popular in this season. So, Battlefield of Eternity, of course, a map with generally a duelist style who can do a little bit of race or at least lots of control. In the top lane, battling it out, trying to get supremacy up there. And then you have a 4-man in the bottom who are trying to get enough pressure to either take the bottom camp or just get some kills, get themselves ahead as you race for the Immortal in the middle. So as we wait for these teams to get ready, we'll have a bit of a chit chat. I don't actually have to go over their drafts in game. I can actually enjoy the draft phase, so that's always fun. At least it is for me. Boy, howdy, do I love the draft phase. So, one of the things we often see in Battlefield of Eternity, we see characters that can blow up the central Immortal. One is an angel, one is a devil, and they're going to try to push against the opposing side. So we often see things like Li Ming, Hanzo, sometimes Chromie, not quite as strong, but still strong. We see, for auto attackers, we often see Vala. Greymane is kind of a niche pick, but still quite good. Raynor, Artana sometimes is picked in the off lane. Thrall can be really strong, and his Earthquake can be really strong in the kind of central meeting area. And sometimes we'll see Diablo here more than other maps because of the amount of walls and steam vents that can kind of give you a surprise slam into somebody. So there's quite a few different types of comps you can run here. You can run a racing comp. You can win a fighting comp, a team fight comp, if you want to try and defend your Immortal and try to shove people into the stuns, shove people into the knockback that the Immortal has. There's a lot of different ways to play the Immortal section. The map itself is quite simple. There's not a ton of macro decisions to be made, but there is a number of different ways to play this. Sometimes you'll see a hyper carry auto attacker with double healer. Sometimes you'll see just a hard race comp with a tank that can kind of give them the space to do that. And like I said before, sometimes you'll see crazy aggression. So lots of different options. Hey, Simply Teal, and welcome Blue Abyss. Well, I'm just hoping for an amazing series, whoever the winner is. I've met people on both sides. They both seem like cool folks, so I won't pick a side. I just hope it goes 3. That's me. I'm literally failing to type right now. There we go. Alright, so we're waiting for some R's from people. And then we will hop into the draft phase. Hope you are all as excited as I am for some great HOTS. Div A usually gives us some pretty epic battles, so I am looking forward to seeing this happen. And I will welcome you to the Battlefield of Eternity. So, because they chose first pick after winning the coin flip, the High Inquisitors will get first pick and first ban. They will get 3 heroes before the second ban phase begins, and only 2 for the side of Magnitude Epicenter. So it lets you build the core of your comp with a little less disruption. On the far side, you have the benefit of very last pick, which can sometimes let you grab a niche pick or pick something the enemy team doesn't expect. Now, it's not as usual on this map. On sometimes a big map, you'll see like Vikings or something that throw people off, or Abathur. But on this smaller map, it's not as common. Our first ban will be Chromie, and I'm of the opinion in the most recent days that she might be the strongest mage in the game right now. She's a really good ban on pretty much any map. She can have vision control, her Ws are oppressively powerful, and she can stay far enough back to snipe you before you even see her. So she's a good ban. Vala is a great ban. Killer Fairy plays a strong Vala, and she's awesome on this map, so it totally makes sense that they want to get rid of the Demon Hunter from Diablo 3, because she's not scared to hunt demons here. The Garrosh comes out. Now, this is one of the tanks that I was talking about earlier who can create a lot of space for your enemies, so this does eliminate, or at least make more difficult, certain types of comps on this map. And the Sylvanas comes out too, so Killer Fairy actually being targeted here for her pick pool. They're going to try and narrow her, or at least push her into something she's slightly less comfortable on. So we'll see. They did take for pick, so who is the hero, or what's the beginning of a team core that they wanted so much that they gave map pick to the enemy team? Thank you for the following, Chromage. The Haka is the first pick, and the Haka, one of the strongest offlaners at the moment. Not the greatest duelist in the world, but solid, acceptable at dueling, I guess I'll say. When well played. The global is really strong. The control around the point can be strong. Again, he can try to pull people into those stun spots or knockbacks from the Immortal. So very, very strong. We see the Li Ming, always excellent on this map, and Murden, just a generally good tank. He can get in, he can get out, he can regenerate health, he can kind of battle. And I would say late game, Murden might be one of the most threatening tanks in the game, that he can get on a squishy and just stick to them forever. Between Stormbolt and Skullcracker, you're just stunned until you're dead. He is a mage hunter in the late game, and he's very frustrating to deal with. We see the Anduin and the Genji, so it does look like they're kind of going towards a denial comp. They want to possibly gank the offlane. They want to do damage more to enemy heroes than to the Immortal, at least with these first three that we're seeing. The Diablo ban now comes out, which is very good at denial and eliminating heroes. So that's two kind of strong denial tanks that have come out. I wonder if maybe Varian or a Nubarak is the next choice at this point. And the Greymane is banned, so another good racer taken off the table here. Now that all the bans are complete, we'll see what parts of the team... Raynor is still available, Zul'jin is still available if you're looking for really strong auto attackers, and there out comes the Raynor and the Blaze. And Blaze is another one of those offlaners who can do a little bit of everything. He clears lane well, he clears camps well, his AoE stun from his jet propulsion is one of few solid AoE stuns in the game that isn't an ultimate, so two really good picks there. And again, they're picking what's really good for the map and just really good in the meta. So some good drafting here for Magnitude Epicenter, but we'll see what the final picks are on the side of the High Inquisitor. And they do take the Nubarak and the Zul'jin. So they have the Denial Comp and the Racer. And we'll see if Killer Fairy Zul'jin is as strong as her Vala or her Sylvanas. So we will see the final pick. McDaniel, a very strong Oriole. Oriole wasn't banned. He does take Uther here. Now, they have got a lot of stuns to work with here. Blaze, Murden, Uther stun is no joke. And if you can keep someone in one place long enough, Li Ming can blow them up. Her combos are very strong. That will make Genji's life a bit more frustrating. So both teams are actually going to be trying to lock down their opponents, blow them up, and then race. Although I think any even race would favor the side of Magnitude Epicenter. And I think I've seen them draft similar to this in the past for this map, so I think it's something they're very comfortable on. But let's pop into... Oh my... Why did you do this? Thanks for the follow, Karama. Please forgive that. Hopefully it's capturing the screen properly here. I'll have to fix that in OBS after this cast. OBS updated and it decided to just have a huge old stroke on some of my settings, and I haven't gotten them all fixed yet. So hopefully this is working properly. If not, I may have to adjust mid-cast, but I certainly hope not. So, launching into Game 1 of Season 19 here between our team in the blue and our team in the red. We have the High Inquisitors versus... Oh, that's not fitting properly. Good gravy. Son of a gun. 1/3 screen. Yeah. OBS is being a real dick right now. See if I can change this really quickly. Capture. I don't want you to capture everything. I only want you to capture HOTS. Here's the storm. Okay. And that should be... Okay, that looks correct. Okay, let's go with this. Alright. The blue team serving Ilarion and the High Heavens. We have the High Inquisitors. It looks like my overlay is busted as well. We're just going to have to worry about that later. We have Killer Fairy on Zul'jin, Omni on Anduin, Wafflecopter playing Genji, Dahaka being played by Brickets9, and PP Wolo on the Anubarak. On the red side, on the side of the Burning Hells, we have Magnitude Epicenter with MDC on Blaze, Delta Sniper on Liming, Clownface playing Raynor, McDaddio playing Uther, and Bones on the Muradin. Also 300% louder. Good gravy. Okay, I'll have to do some adjustments. I'll take a break. I'll go back to the starting screen in between, and I'll make some adjustments. It shouldn't have done this updating OBS, but I will make some yeah, my microphone has to come way down. There we go. That should be better. Sorry about that, guys. Deepest apologies. So they are going to battle over this, but Dahaka will come down. They're going to look for a big fight here early on. There's a ton of damage there onto Delta Soldier on Li Ming. Genji comes in, and he is... There is a kill onto the Li Ming for the first kill of the game, and they will take this camp. And because they got the kill in the camp, even though Dahaka is losing some minions top, a little bit of experience there, they'll probably come fairly even at the end of this. It's good now. Thank you, Kurama. Apologies for that. I will make sure it's fixed before next cast. I'm not smart enough to be able to fix it all in between casts, so I'll have to take some time and really dig deep. I don't know why it totally changed scene settings in just a random update. But, moving on, we have Delta Sniper back. We're getting fairly close to when the teams like to take their camp. Zul'jin is actually... I've seen this tech a little more frequently recently, and this is interesting because it seems like a change in the meta, where teams will send an auto-attacker to come take the other camp when they have even the tiniest bit of map pressure. And I will say it's a smart adaptation of the game state. Thanks for that OBS update. Yeah, OBS is a friendly feller. I seem to recall last time I used to stream, like 5 years ago, I just gave up on OBS updates because they were not good for me. Not fun. Oh, let's get your talents up as well. At least it kept my overlay? No, my overlay's dead. But I have the Ali overlay at least, so that's observer correct. Yay. So both teams getting their bruisers quickly here. I'll stop complaining and talk about the game, I promise. We do have the Recklessness for Zul'jin, Even-Handed Blessing for Anduin, Race Car Haka, and Beetles a noob. And we're seeing the race start so far in the favor of the High Inquisitors. And so we're going to see a defense from... Now, Delta Sniper can try to snipe this out from here. PP Wolo, though, can also try and defend it to some degree. And this is looking fairly spread out here, what's going on. They're trying to capture PP Wolo, but Dahaka here is here to help. He takes a good chunk of damage. Again, he tries to pull him into the stun, which he does. Now, Uther's taking a ton of damage, and the CC chain from Dahaka, Ilarion, and then Anubarak gets the middle-aged priest to death. The dad bod healer is down. But there's a stun into the stun here, and now Belith gets the stun on Newbrock. PP Wolo's taking so much damage, he burrow charges out and just manages to survive with some great healings from Anduin, the younger priest, out healing his fatherly foe. So the halftime race does go to the High Inquisitors. Killer Fairy is starting to take a lot of damage. Omni here providing plenty of healing. And it is needed as Killer Fairy barely gets out. It does seem like she's just as comfortable on Zul'jin as she is on some of her other healers. Or, sorry, auto-attackers. There is a defense coming out. MDC just misses that jet propulsion. He's so low on mana, so is Bones. And now they're in a rough situation where they're trying to defend, but they can't cast very many of their spells. There is a stun onto Dahaka, and he has to leave. The Lurker Strain does let him become invisible. Killer Fairy is very, very low, which means auto attacks are stronger, but Poke could finish her off. Delta Sniper's going to throw a combo over at Alarian, as the blue team does back off to tap quickly. On the other side, we see auto attack Uther, third win Muradin. Yes, Exterminator, which is normal for Rainer here, doing more damage. They're going to continue to race here, but again, because Ricketts takes a lot of damage, but Muradin does go down. Bones is now dead. MDC, again, has no mana, so they're just going to try and take as much health off of Alarian as possible, because whatever health he has remaining is going to be a shield. So, Alarian makes a Belith Pancake, absorbs his life force for a shield, and he is going to attack the bottom lane. We also have Aetherwalker and a Dren Stim Pack. Pardon me, I had a little cough there. A good E out by Delta Sniper there, not getting hit by the Burrow Charge. So with the back, the members of High Inquisitor are just returning to this push now. Usually if you back as soon as you capture the Immortal, it gives you both the right time to show up for the siege. Killer Fairy does take some magic missiles there, and there is the knock up there. Now, interestingly enough, oftentimes we'll see the bed of barbs. At this time, the Shed Exoskeleton for the movement speed was taken by PP Will. The Wolfcopter trying to be frustrating there. Ilarion is taken down quickly by the members of Magnitude Epicenter. Magnitude pop pop! I don't know if any community fans in the chat, but it's a great show. I've been rewatching it. Bones, they are stunning out the Genji here, but he managed to get his protection up. And this 4v4 is going fairly even. Now, there's a half-level lead for the members of the High Inquisitors, and they are slightly higher in the standings right now. PP Wolo is anchoring. They do get that camp, but now Blaze is all alone in the top lane to take this camp in return, which is a good macro choice. We're seeing the Shuriken Mastery here. Until he's done this and then hits Shingon at 13, Genji is more of an annoyance than a true threat. But after 13 with Shingon, if he can hit with all three, he can actually delete a backliner with the Shuriken, 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 flip, Shuriken, Shuriken, Shuriken. He can do a lot of damage once that's stacked. So Dahaka is left in the top defending. He pulls a Khazra with his tongue. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, even without Alarian, the siege continues. And 10s have come in for High Inquisitors. Magnitude Epicenter does need to be careful now. They are down, and a big burst of damage from their opponents could cause a lot of harm. So we see Taz Dingo, Light Bomb, X-Strike, Isolation from Dahaka, and Cocoon. And it looks like they'd like to invade because, again, they do have 10s. They want to make sure their enemies don't get their Bruiser Camp for free. 10's about a quarter of a level away yet, so not that close for their opponents. The dig-in by Dahaka, as he and PP Willow will look to at least distract or at least frustrate the attempts to race here. And the race from Wafflecopter and Killer Fairy has been very quick. They already have Belith down to almost half. The halftime show will favor our blue team. There is the pull on Bones. He's taking a lot of damage. He does pop the Avatar. The Cocoon is out, but the Disintegrate does manage to get our dad-botted healer out really quickly. Bones is getting fairly low. Oh, but a great stun there on Genshin. He is burnt down and blown away. And now losing a character means that they're going to have to give up this race, or at least allow Laren to be raced down. They're going to take their camp in return, but they're preparing now to just defend. Being down a member means they lose a lot of map pressure here. There is the jump in here. Tazdingo is popped by Killer Fairy, throwing axe after axe at Bones, but they're not able to maintain their pressure, and they lose their Bruiser Camp to the members of Magnitude Epicenter, who went from being a little bit behind to get one good kill, and it puts them in the driver's seat of this game here. So, Belith, after he squashes Alarian on the battlefield, he is ready to push towards the high heavens. He's really upset with how Diablo 3 ended. He wants an opportunity to make heaven all gross again. Dahaka does get murderized by the Li Ming, as they're trying to find ways to create distractions from the flank, but instead they're just taking a lot of damage here. And again, this composition is very strong at kind of everything on this map, so they're going to have to be careful clearing out Belith, because if... Oh, Bones is taking a lot of damage. He jumps up, but he dies. The Cocoon comes out on Uther also. Killer Fairy finishes off Belith with 5% left on the fort. The Divine Storm does come out from Macdadio. Here comes the light bomb, but Waffle Copper doesn't appear to have his E. The silence, the isolation does come out from Brickets, and they kill the Uther as well, so they're going to try and get this keep in return as Blaze MDC puts some damage onto the top fort. So even with this fort down in terms of building health, the forts here are not one combined fort. Well, they still have a full fort here. So it's actually somewhat even, except for the catapult pressure that will push through the bottom lane. It looks like they're looking to see if there's a possibility of getting Blaze, but MDC wisely recognizes that the pressure is coming and backs away. Brickets is looking at this camp, but they realize they have not found Blaze. Is Brickets going to go for it? He does. He goes to grab this Cosra camp as Magnitude focuses on their Bruiser camp. This one not up for another 215. They're possibly looking for a fight up here. They did win the last one, but they're not there in time, and the Cosra camp is stolen, but they have hit 13s first. Zul'jin again is splitting off, but if Killer Fairy gets caught down there by Blaze, almost certainly dead, although Taz Dingo is off of cooldown. So yes, Blaze is going down to look at the troll, who's going to start chucking axes at the flamin' Firebat, but the bunker comes out, and now they have to get out. But Brickets is here. The camp is captured by MDC. Brickets and Wafflecopter is here as well. This is something this team has in spades, is a ton of rotational power. The jet propulsion comes out. Killer Fairy is now being attacked and will be killed by the Khazra as MDC is killed in return. But that means there's not enough people to defend the top, and the top fort does go down as the next Immortal battle begins. This game is neck and neck. Magnitude Epicenter jumps immediately onto Ilarion and starts popping damage onto him, while the main racer from High Inquisitors is currently dead for 10 more seconds. Halftime will go emphatically to the members of the High Inquisitors. Wafflecopter trying to cause frustration to Clownface, but the halftime show has already happened. Well, you've already seen the alternate team, but their Bunker, Disintegrate, Hyperion, Divine Storm, and Avatar. The Lurker Strain pops out, slowing knocking back. He does grab the Uther here. He's going to take a lot more damage again, and he is killed. And once again, the original human priest murderfied. Oh, an attempt there. Oh, but Rainer goes down as well. Wooloo on the back line. Wolo on the back line, and Bones, he's got the isolation on him, he is dead. MDC manages to stun Wolo, but it's not enough to save his tank. And once again, a big team fight at 3-0 has now gone the way of High Inquisitors, and now they are outracing their opponents. So both times, one team has won the halftime show, taken a fight that has not gone their way, and then lost the Immortal. This game is so back and forth. Thank you for the follow, Caden303. As Belith faces a Troll's Fury and gets pancaked into the ground by an Angel, we will see the top lane pushed, which may put us, if the siege is decent by the members of High Inquisitors, we will likely see an even game state where both teams have lost both of their forts. But the siege defense from Rainer and Li Ming is generally pretty solid. And there's about 40% shield. Now, the Hyperion comes out to soften out the Immortal and the members of the opponents a little bit here. A good tongue, but a great unstop from Macdadio there. And they're focusing on Ilarion. They want this guy down, but the Shingen damage is coming out, and that goes down very quickly. They're going to push for the keep wall here, as all 5 are here. Blaze is in the bot line, trying to soak his team up to 16. But they will not reach 16 first after that team fight loss. Now, Ilarion is down about a third of his health. The gate is going down quickly, but so is Ilarion here. And the Immortal will die. The gate is going to go down. Another great grab on Brickets has been money on his tongue. The Avatar comes out. The Light Bomb is out. It hits nobody. Unfortunately, Genji was late on. The X-Ray comes out. Bones taking a ton of damage. But Disintegrate is burning people down. Bones continue to take a lot of damage. The pull on Wafflecopter, as that is one on each side. Killer Fairy went down, but so did Muradin. Out comes a combo, which puts Wolo to half health. Blaze pushing hard on the bot lane, but Brickets is here. He's going to tongue his Firebat opponent. And, oh, great Lurker Strain there to prevent the stun. Wafflecopter is here as well, and Omni is also on the way. Bunker comes out as this wave pushes the gate. Most of that gate is also gone as well. But the red team looking to help their offlaner. A good stun there by Wolo. The Cocoon is out on Li Ming. MDC down to 600 health. McDaddy's trying to help, but no! He is killed by Wafflecopter's Genji. They're jumping on Delta Sniper now, who's struggling to get out. The Disintegration Ray is not enough to save her. She goes down also. This entire gate is gone, but this entire gate, save this one tower, also gone. The Winions just continue doing the grunt work while these heroes slap each other around like them Russian slap fighters. One side gets slapped and they go, oh yeah? I dare you to do it again. It is getting intense up in here. In 20 seconds, the Immortal will be up, and it seems like both teams will go for their Bruiser camp. Murden having a quick look, making sure they don't get ganked on their way out of their camp. But Dahaka will give them the slight advantage here, taking this camp. And if it isn't cleared during the Immortal phase, it can kill the keep if the Immortal phase drags on. So we're going to try and get a greater scope here. The Racers on High Inquisitors will start immediately. Killer Fairy chucking axes at a Devil. Bones and Delta Sniper doing their best to do damage to Ilarion, but the race goes quickly. And this late in the game with 28 stacks, these Zul'jin autos are hitting like a truck. It seems like Magnitude Epicenter is looking to defend, but the jump onto Raynor is immediate. He does get unstoppable, and the Taz Dingo pops out from Zul'jin, but this fight so far is not going the way of the High Inquisitors. They're forced to back off as a Hyperion comes out. And so the defense is strong from these ones as MDC attempts to clear. He's coming up now, wants to help in the fight. Brickett's looking for another big tongue. He's been fantastic with these so far. The tongue comes out and he does grab MDC. A ton of damage comes out. The bunker is also popped. The silence, the isolation is out there, but Uther jumps into the bunker and so does Murd. And Wolo's at 90 health. He's killed by the Uther. And now a big stun. Wafflecopter barely gets that up in time. The X-Ray comes out. So much damage on McDaddy. He's dead, but Wafflecopter is killed in return. Wafflecopter getting low now. And she shoots out the Disintegration. Her Killer Fairy no longer has Taz Dingo. She used it early in this fight. The tongue is out onto Murden, but there's the stun on Brickets. He almost goes down, but he managed to hit Burrow at the perfect time, but he's killed by a minion wave! It's a 3-for-1! And honestly, for the red team, Uther is the character you want to see go down first. He can continue to heal for 10 to 12 seconds, I believe, after he dies, which means they continue to get value from their healer after he went down, while they were able to focus more powerful targets, including the main CC generator being a Nubarak. So they're going to get the Devil to smash an Angel, go up to the top lane with about a 1/3 shield, and siege the top keep gate. As a Nubarak is back alive, it'll be 20 more seconds before Dahaka returns. Uther is returning while Blaze goes bottom, seeing if they can get to 20 before their opponents, because both teams are very close in experience now after these back and forth team fights. Damage coming out. Hyperion is dropped to aid with this siege as Beleth is doing his range damage. His shield's gone now. He's going to do melee damage. Brickets once again looking for a big tongue, but instead, Wolo's going to create space while they race down this Immortal. And it is going down very, very quickly to the Zul'jin. Oh, and a 1/3 health left on that keep, as both teams are very close to 20. Wolo keeping an eye out. It seems both teams are considering being aggressive, but neither team wants to make the first mistake and lose a member prior to 20. 20's coming slightly ahead for the members of the High Inquisitor. We see Rewind for a Nubarak and the X-Drake upgrade, Living Weapon by Genji. We have the Light Bomb upgrade, Inner Fire, and Amani Resilience for our Taz Dingo Troll. New troll here. We do see the Apex Predator, so he's going to have Dig available all the time, basically. He is keeping an eye on who's top. They're going to swap camps. It looks like they're going to attempt an immediate siege for the members of the blue team as the red team takes their siege camp. Brickett's looking to see if he can clear this. Their team is going back. He's going to try and delay them now. He's going to die for this, almost certainly, but he doesn't want to let them back. He wants to let his team get a keep here for free or his life, whatever comes first. Raynor trying to get away, and Brickets manages to survive. He manages to stay healthy. He's still trying to annoy them as they take down the bottom keep. A beautiful play and a good call from the members of High Inquisitors. But in return, the red team decides they're going to take a keep of their own. They stun out Brickets, and the Tahaka is blown away as the top keep goes down. Now, there is a siege camp attacking the core, but, oh, they've gotten distracted and are now attacking the turret in the middle here, so they're not getting as much value. And now, the High Inquisitors are down a hero, but someone on Magnitude is going to have to deal with these siege Khazra. They're coming. They're going to go for race immediately. They're not going to worry about the damage being done to their core by this camp. And they're winning the halftime show handily at this point. Are we going to see our final team fight here? They jump back immediately onto their bruisers as the High Inquisitors don't do so. High Inquisitors are basically forced to defend here. Larian is much lower. They're pinging for the defense. Wolo, Wafflecopter, Omni all come in. Red team looking to raise. Clownface blasting away with Raynor's gun there. Delta Sniper sniping away. Killer Fairy hitting. Tahaka will be back in 1 second. 1 second. And there are now catapults on the core as well. Is anyone going to go back to deal with this threat? At the moment, no. They're rotating towards their immortal. They are going to let the wave handle these catapults. Tahaka looking to take out the top bruiser camp. The final siege may be here. This last team fight is going to be so important. Whoever wins with a numbers advantage can end this game quickly. So Belith has a huge shield. They're trying to take it down quickly without putting themselves in a dangerous situation. Brickets looking for an opportunity for Big Tongue. There's a big charge that hits 4, and the rewind to dig back out. There is a stun onto MDC as he jet propulsions in. This keeps taking a lot of damage. Belith is still at about 90% health. Wolo taking more damage. Brickets comes in but gets stunned by the Divine Storm and is killed immediately. Wafflecopter trying to do damage on the enemy team, but not able to make it stick as the Uther healing is finally starting to be very difficult to mow through. Killer Fairy is putting a lot of damage onto Belith here, but without the Tahaka, they are down a character. Avatar is popped, and Bunker is taken down as well. The core is at 75%. They're fighting hard, but Wolo goes down quickly. Omni, the jet propulsion just misses Omni as Wafflecopter is attempting to kill the backline, but a great stun by the Murden means Genji cannot get that light bomb off. In the backline, Zul'jin does manage to kill the Blaze. Bones trying to throw storm bolts but missing. 70% on the core now. Omni, Wafflecopter, and Killer Fairy. They're all that's up for the defense. A great route there and a great... Oh, Genji! They killed 2 so quickly. McDaddy was extra low. I don't know if he took redemption. He did. He'll be back up as Delta Sniper and McDaddy leave here. What an incredible final fight and an amazing defense. Only 56% of the core left. That would have killed Waffle had it hit him. A great sidestep by the Genji. This game has been epic. Oh, and a great dig by Brick. He did take that ultimate. Oh, he took his Zed. He took his Burrow. Blah, 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 I can't word. He took Brush Stalker cooldown at 20, which let him come in as soon as he was alive, blow up the Uther, and that's a staggered death out 30 seconds off his teammates. No healer. That's going to make life a lot more difficult. And now he can burrow again, looking at this top camp. Delta Sniper and MDC are just going to clear at they just don't want to get caught. They know Tahaka can be anywhere. Anywhere on this map Tahaka could be. They're waiting for their team. They're going to group up. The Immortals will spawn before Uther is brought back to life, as 3 camps are now headed towards their core. Wafflecopter will back for mana. Make sure he's as prepared as possible for this. Both teams are going to go into the race immediately. Neither one want the early fight. So far, the race is going strongly in the favor of the High Inquisitors. This game isn't over yet, folks. MDC doesn't quite step out and does get stunned on that side. On this side, the halftime show is reached by the members of the High Inquisitors. The opponents clash in the mid. And now, it's a desperate defense for the red team. The Cocoon does come out on Raynor, but it's blown up immediately by Delta Sniper. In comes the stuns. PP will take a ton of damage. Oh, but he's pulled out of the Divine Storm. A great pull there by Omni. They have to back off now. They're looking to get this fight back in their favor. McDaddio mounts up. So does Bones. They have to stay on their Immortal. They can't afford to let Belith down. But there's camps going towards their core. MDC is forced to back off. They have to be careful now. They have to consider their positioning. It's a 4v5. They jump on Bones, but there's the stun onto PP Wolo. Out comes the... Oh, an incredible 3-person light bomb! And that's Rainer down immediately. Bones is taking a ton of damage. He pops the Avatar. Delta Sniper's had to back up. McDaddio is also taking a ton of damage. He's down as well. Bones taking so much damage. Blaze is trying to show up in time to help, but now there is a camp on the core. High Inquisitors are going to go back to finish off Belith. They let him do the final hits onto this core. But Bones, unwilling to give it up. Wolo has an eye on them. Oh, a good check there by Delta Sniper with the magic missiles. Belith will go down, and that is a 75 to 80% shield for Ilarion. The Angel will attack the Burning Hells in the top lane with a tremendous shield. And now we'll have to see if Magnitude Epicenter can match the incredible defense they just faced from the High Inquisitors. The High Inquisitors are popping over quickly. Now remember, this gate went down way earlier in the game. We haven't seen any action up here since. Oh, Killer Fairy just takes way too much from a combo from Delta Sniper and is dead. So even though they won a 2-for-0 earlier, they are now without their strongest throughput damage. They're going to have to trust in Ilarion and use their CC to keep him alive. A good stun there onto the Anubarak. Rainer is back, and Uther will be back in too. The Hyperion does come out. A great tongue, another great tongue, and the CC onto Bones. Out comes another light bomb, but Delta Sniper manages to get out. The X-Strike comes out, and there comes the Cocoon onto the Uther, but the bunker comes out from the Blaze. Ilarion is hitting on the core right now. McDaddio's taking a lot of damage. The pull out for PP Wolo. Bones is at half health. McDaddio's at half health. Ilarion is slapping this core, but he's burning down quickly as well. McDaddio incredibly low. The Genji is locked down, but there's the kill onto McDaddio. Clownface is now shooting at PP Wolo. Ilarion continues to slap. The core's at 20%. The core's at 1%. The core is dead! Game 1. After incredible fight, after momentum shift, left, right, the final win of this game goes to the High Inquisitors. GG! Oh my goodness gracious. I need to catch my breath here, folks. What an incredible game 1. Some absolutely fantastic plays. And these kills at the end, 21-11, do not come close to telling the whole story. Some absolutely mind-bending plays from both sides. Delta Sniper, incredible combos. McDaddio's Uther, keeping people alive through all sorts of things. The Brickett's Tongues, unstoppable. The unlucky combo that catches Killer Fairy at the end. Omni not dying at all. The only person not to die in that game and almost doubling Uther's healing. So I guess when you're younger, you can go farther. But an incredible, fantastic game 1. Boss 2 strong late. Absolutely agree. Ilarion's chunking was doing a fantastic, and that's one thing I think that having the Zul'jin did help in their defense was that... Sorry, I had a brain freeze there. In their defense was that Zul'jin could crack down on the Immortal attacking their core. It went down to 50%, but they were able to do a ton of damage. And even though they only had 3 people, they had the right people to defend that, which let them kill 2 people, turn it into a 3-on-2, and they forced Magnitude Epicenter to back out. Then, as they attacked, even though Fairy died, they didn't need her for the siege. They would only have needed her if they had lost for the defense. So without Zul'jin, the other 4... they're not great at attacking the core, but they don't need to be. That's Anduin's job to do. That's Ilarion's job to do, the Immortal. So the Immortal's slapping away at the core, and the rest of them are just trying to keep the others from easy clearing, which they managed to do incredibly. So a fantastic game 1. Can't wait to see game 2 wherever they take us. I had to cough there. It's hard to talk and yell that much when these guys are just going toe-to-toe. Some of the best Div A action we've seen. And it's really hard to point to any one particular MVP or best thing, but I think there's 2 main plays that really, or 2 main concepts that really pushed. The Genji Anduin Light Bomb combo, although it did miss a couple of times, there's a couple of times it didn't hit the way it should have. There was a couple times it hit 3 or 4 people and got a ton of value, and then the extract followed up right after. But also the Dahakatongs. I know I've already mentioned that, but the Hakatongs, and even though he would grab Muradin frequently, they would chunk out the Muradin, which would force him to back out and not give his team space. And even with Blaze being tanky and dropping the bunker, at the end there, just not enough. And again, that's not a fault of Blaze, but just great tongues forcing the tank to have to back away from tanking duty. So an unbelievable game one. Very exciting. An absolute ton of fun. And I'm hoping game 2 is as good as this one, and maybe if we're lucky enough, game 3 maybe as well. So, hope you're all enjoying this as much as I am. I'll see, while they're doing this, let me see if I can figure out why my overlay is being a butt here. Oh, no, it seems like the overlay is proper for that. Oh no, the overlay is just straight up gone there. Why is that the case? Let's pop this up. Let's take this down. I don't need this at all. Actually, wait, I can delete this, I think. I don't need this at all. That doesn't belong there. Okay. Why is my template gone? Oh, this does need to go here. Okay, I think I fixed it. Just for some reason, there was an added scene that was unnecessary. But I think we have it. And we're going to pop in a game. Game number 2 will be Garden of Terror, ladies and gentlemen. And this is another amazingly fun map. Felt like two teams with the exact same playstyle smashing heads over and over. Man, that felt like two sheep, or two like bighorn sheep just getting ready to mate. Just bam, bam, bam. So Magnitude chose map again. First pick will go over to the High Inquisitors once again. So we can update that on the overlay. This game was picked by Magnitude. Nobody ever said no to a fight. Oh, 100% agree, Canadian Corner. That was a fantastic match. So, Garden of Terror. We're going to see seeds. We're going to see lots of bushes. The Haka, I would say this might be his highest strength map. It's a large map with 3 lanes. It bushes everywhere. Tight chokes everywhere. Good for tongues and isolations. If we don't see him banned, I will be shocked. Chromie is extremely strong on this map also. And people who can delay on capturing the point. So your Junkrats, your Chromies, your Leemings, people who can make it annoying to capture the point. Johanna, really strong tank here because she can use the flashlight. Beam! Now you can't capture anymore. So I think we could see the same concept of style from both teams this time too. They could go macro. I don't think they want to. I think they're both going to draft team fight, and they're both going to come in and go, I can kill you gooder. And they say gooder because they took so much head damage from that last one. But another very fun map. Similar concepts in this one apply as well. Having the ability to burn down the garden terrors is helpful, being able to burn down the bulbs. But the, as they call it, the Chinese party bush is a big deal in this one. Being able to hide in a bush, never face check on Garden of Terror should be the tagline to this map. With so many bushes, with so many weird little wall segments and blind spots and weird angles, if they don't, if Garrosh isn't banned, look for Garrosh to get picked. That kind of blind corner is Garrosh's bread and butter. And I could see if either Bones or Wolo are strong on Garrosh, it could be a difference maker on this map also. Genji could be good on this map again. Li Ming could be good. So a lot of things they already picked could be really good on this map. I think Ariel is a bit stronger on this map as well, and we've seen McDaddio play it to incredible effect in previous weeks. So we'll be looking to see just exactly what we get out of game number 2 between the High Inquisitors and Magnitude Epicenter. I suspect we will see Brickets on a different hero, though. I think that the Haka will be far too strong. Far too strong to be left alone on this map. If one of the teams is getting... what's the word I'm looking for? Frisky? we could see Vikings on this map. Vikings are a interesting pick on this map because they can soak the 3 lanes. They can use one to distract the little seed minions while another one collects. A skilled Vikings on this map can cause a ton of disruption and get you seeds while your team is fighting a 4v5 team fight. And if you take a variant comp where you can blow someone up first and then fight a 4v4 while the Vikings get it while also soaking, it can get disgusting. Alright, so we're going to pop into the draft here. So, first pick, first ban will once again go to the side of the High Inquisitors. So they also want to build their team core early on. They went... what did they go first last time? I have this bad of a memory, guys. They first picked the Anduin? No, I don't think they did. Anyway, the Chromie's banned again. Again, she's so strong on every map now. Any one of her builds is extremely strong. So the Vala gets taken away from Killer Fairy once again. Bones plays Gary's a lot. Yeah, I suspect we see it banned again. It's extremely strong here. But I wonder if they saw something else last game. Nope, Gary's gone. They've done their homework. They do not want to see the War Chief of the Orcs, of the Horde, chucking people left and right. Last game we saw a Sylvanas build here. She can be strong, and she's banned again. They're going to, once again, they're going to push Killer Fairy onto a 3rd type of hero. THI win this map, they tie first in div. Oh, if they get a domination, they could be first. Well, that is definitely something to play for. The Dahaka is not banned, and Brickets takes it again. I do wonder if Magnitude Epicenter was hoping something else could be prioritized and they could pick it, because this is tough to match on this map. Lumi isn't playing today. I don't see a Lumi. We see Ragnos and Greymane come out. So, slightly riskier picks, I would actually say. Ragnaros good for the Lava Wave, also good for Smash if you want to go for hard fights. Now, there are a lot of camps on this map, which gives Greymane a higher value than he might on other maps. You can take camps extremely quickly. You can take the Bruiser fast. You can take the Siege Giants fast. But neither of these are the strongest ever in a team fight, so they might try going slightly more macro with these. We see the Genji and Anduin, and so far it's the exact same team composition. It's the same draft from the High Inquisitors. And hey, why fix what ain't broken? We're going to see a ban come out of Magnitude Epicenter now. Pop, pop! I can't not pop when I hear Magnitude Epicenter, or just Magnitude. So, 5 seconds left. They're going to put another ban, another hero that may not be played. It will be a Nubarak. They didn't like the follow-ups from Wolo last time. He's going to be forced on another hero, so they will not have the exact same draft. Lumi is on UNM. I wonder if maybe there was just a little misinterpretation of who's playing. Well, the Stitches gets banned. Okay. It's a little bit of a tank choke here, although the Muradin he played last time is still available, and I would argue Muradin's never really a bad pick. He's never a weak pick. There's other tanks that do things better than Muradin, but overall, whatever you might need a tank to do, Muradin can generally do it. So, the 2 seconds left. They take the Muradin again. Yeah, Bones' Muradin was fine. And an Asmodan. This is a full-on macro comp. They've decided they don't want the volatility of the team fights, and the Rag Greymane Asmo is going to be... Killer Fairy takes the Jaina, which, with how many walls and tight choke points there are on this map, can be very, very explosive. And can also really smack Greymane when he tries to come in. Wolo is the final pick. His tank is going to be coming in now. And we see... Diablo. It was banned against him last time. We'll see if his Diablo is as good as the noob. But again, I wonder if we even see the red team looking to teamfight as much this time. They might just try to push waves, push lanes, frustrate. Frustrate. Always try to have Dahaka away from the main group with this. Mage will drag another Bruiser. Possibly. And in the early game, Triple Bruiser can be strong, but playing Triple Bruiser into Jaina can be risky because of her ability to slow and the fact that she's basically a shotgun character. The closer you are, the easier it is for her to blow you up. And we're going to see that Uther come up from McDaddio again. So even though there was no ban on it, we do not see the Ariel out from McDaddio this week. Although the cleanse, when it comes to Diablo, Dahaka, and Jaina, that makes sense. So, we are going to pop into game number 2 between the High Inquisitors and Magnitude Epicenter. Let's go see what game number 2 will look like. Thank you everyone who's here for joining me. If you're having a good time, feel free to drop a follow, and maybe we hit affiliate here in the next couple of days. And it's always more fun when there's someone here to chat with. Chat is great. Makes streaming 10 times better. All right. On the blue side, we've got Killer Fairy on Jaina, Omni on Anduin, Waffle Copter playing Genji, Brickets9 on Dahaka, and PP Wolo on Diablo. These, I should say, are the High Inquisitors. On the red side, you've instead got Magnitude Epicenter, the very middle of that earthquake. We've got Azmodan being played by ADC. Delta Sniper is on Rag. Bones on his Muradin again. Clownface is playing the Greymane. And McDaddio is on the Uther. We do see the Gluttony from Azmodan, trying to hit more heroes the more frequently he can. And the E-build, Engulfing Flame from Rag. Third Wind makes a lot of sense on a map like this, as you can kind of walk away, heal up, come back. We do see the Viciousness and the auto-attack Uther again. So McDaddio seems to prioritize that, at least into what they're facing. The Burrow is used to deny MDC a stack. That's a vibe. That's its own vibe, 100%. Rag is already clearing the offlane. There's some stacks for our Asmo, and Genji will go bottom to clear there. On the other side, we see Fingers of Frost. I would say a moderately decent trade compared to, was it Mana Addict on Kalthos? Even-handed Blessing from the Anduin. We see this Agile Dismount from Genji, Race Card Dahaka, and Spell Shield Diablo. So, if we see some Flame Stomp build coming in here, which is interesting because, yes, Asmo and Rag do spell damage, but a lot of his problem is going to come from big percent health damage from Greymane. So the Spell Shield, it might just be that he wants to go into Lightning build, because you get into a choke point like this, or a choke point like this, that Fire Breath or the Lightning Breath is going to hit most of it. So we are going to see teams go quickly into their camps. Again, because you have the Greymane, you can take this camp very quickly. Bing, bang, boom. And we will see teams rotating to get answers for this. Thanks for the follow, Punk Magnitude. They're going to jump on the Bones here, but he's willing to leave. Yeah, throws the Stormbolt. Omni staying just in case he's needed. McDaddio throwing down a little stun. I'm a Lumberjack, and you have a concussion. So there. Fours will be hit first by Magnitude Epicenter, as we see Greymane rotating down to take this camp next. This camp's here. Bones is going to come in, but he misses the Stormbolt. He is going to take a fair amount of damage, and now Brickets is coming as well, but so is Clownface. This is going to be... There's more members of Magnitude Epicenter here. The blue team is going to have to back off. Jaina's taking a ton of damage. A good pull there from Andu, but they're forced to give up their camp. And now their Bruiser camp is the property of Magnitude Epicenter as it starts attacking their bottom fort. The first seed is also... It's on their side and on the bottom where they all are. Waffle Copter may try to delay it. He does throw some shurikens at his opponents. Is not able to delay too much more, and the first seed will be given over to Magnitude Epicenter, as our fours are also dropped in for our blue team. Censure, Shuriken Mastery, yes, the Fire Stomp build. So we are going to see stomping, lightning, breathing, you know, the kind of Diablo makes you think of country music, I guess. I don't know where I was going with that. Genji is taking the siege camp in the top. Diablo is looking to see if there's something he can do up here. Just keeping an eye out. Sees McDaddio rotating. And Anduin is all alone in the bot lane the siege camp here. He's all by himself. He's the offlaner now. They do grab Bones. He's taking a lot of damage. He's not 10 yet, so he doesn't have Avatar, but he does manage to jump out and get himself to safety. The next seed is in a neutral position, but with this wall curve, it does slightly favor the red side, Magnitude Epicenter. So Brickets will come bot and attempt to take care of this huge minion wave. Asmodan just continues to put damage here, and again, they're taking the camps fast. They're pushing things all over the map. They're trying to make grouping up and killing difficult for the members of the High Inquisitors. They're trying their hand at macro, and thus far, it's working. Killer Fairy is pausing. Has someone disconnected? Oh, a quick disconnect from Dahaka. So we will be returning to action soon. And I think you're absolutely right, Canadian Corner. Their wave clear is all Jaina. It's entirely Jaina. Dahaka has mid wave clear, but Asmo has fast wave clear. Uther can help in a pinch for wave clear. Greymane has good wave clear. Rag has good wave clear. So it is a case of the wave prio advantage is 100% on the side of Magnitude Epicenter. So they are stronger in that sense. We haven't popped back into game yet. I'm not sure what we're waiting for. I wonder if they're just getting Brickets back into communication, because sometimes the disconnect isn't specifically game. Sometimes they'll lose somebody from Discord, and they have to get them kind of patched back into comms before we can start again. Oh, whoops. I'm not supposed to do that. I was told that you have to go back to the screen. Sorry. To the casting community. I forgot that the rule is you don't show where the positions of opponents are. Because that could give an unfair advantage. So we will instead be on this BO3 screen. So we can go back to the discussion we're having about the macro play of ME, or Magnitude Epicenter. They're taking their camps. They really haven't looked to engage at all. They'll poke. They'll try to make sure that High Inquisitors aren't in their jungle. They aren't just running away from every fight, but they're not looking to get into it. They're looking to make sure they don't lose control of any part of the map. And as long as they have their camps, as long as they can be a frustrating... But now we see Bones does get flipped. It is taking a lot of damage. He leaps out. McDaddy was not close to heal, but he does get the wave there from the Ragnaros. In the bot lane, Azra is just pushing into this gate, just forcing pressure over and over. High Inquisitor's looking to take this camp. Ragnarok's looking to delay now. And the meatball comes out. That's a spicy meatball. Bones does get stunned. He gets flipped as well. Out comes the Stormbolt. They're putting damage on a Killer Fairy. The retreat has been pinged. Killer Fairy's taking a ton of damage. Gets pulled by the Anduin. A good route there from the Anduin, preventing Bones from getting further stuns. But now Diablo's taking a lot of damage. He's getting bursted down, and they kill Diablo. But in the back, Wafflecopter does manage to get it. Ragnaros popped his trait, but he doesn't manage to stop Wafflecopter's backdoor steal. As Dahaka and MDC did stay in the bot lane during that whole kerfuffle. Top gate is down. Yeah, and I think the camp clear also much quicker. Jaina has good camp clear, but it's by no means fast camp clear. It's mid, in my opinion. So, you didn't see anything, Silverhand? That's what we'll tell the div mod when they're like, excuse me, do you know the pause rules? I didn't see anything. Nobody saw anything. Nobody was looking. The stun onto PP Wollo here. He's dueling with Muradin and Uther, who, I mean, he looks like he could be half dwarf, doesn't he? Maybe he's related. Yeah, the Bruiser camp going down fast to the Greymane here. 10s have been picked up by Magnitude Epicenter. They are in the lead this game. We actually see Demonic Invasion. This is not a fight Asmodan. This is a never join up and just push like a maniac That's this build. We're going to see a bigger fight in the mid lane. The Unstoppable does go on to Bones. McDaddy is getting poked out. Wafflecopter trying to get the damage, but good heals McDaddy on himself. He stays alive. Lava Wave, Avatar, Cursed Bullet, and Divine Shield. So the pressure is going to be just push. When in doubt, just push. In fact, maybe they're going to go with that old got milk. Got push. Got clear. You know, they're just pushing. This, half a fort. Down here, 5% of a fort. In the mid, well, mid's doing okay, but there's just not a lot of answer to what they're trying to do here in the team that was drafted by Magnitude, or by the High Inquisitors. It's hard to deal with this. And Genji looks to find them, and he gets locked down and murderized. As on the bot lane, they're going to take their bruiser camp. Again, I think you're right, Canadian Corner. If they can't get a kill chain going, they're going to struggle. But who are they going to... Wolo is attacking MDC, but the demons are attacking the fort. It's down to 2/3 health. It's going to be down to half health before they even get there to do anything about it. There's a siege camp in the top lane that's proxying waves, which means this way, the next wave is just going to crash. And they're so distracted by this. They're so busy dealing with the crap all over the map. They're not even close to the seed. The seed count will be even at 7 minutes. It'll be 2-2 with a growing experience lead for Magnitude Epicenter, as once again, they seem to be very strong drafting team. In the previous cast and in this cast, I've been impressed by how collected their drafts are. They know what they want to do. They're not that worried about what the enemy does or what the enemy picks. They have tons of planning done. Now the Wafflecopter Light Bomb is going to come in a huge amount of damage. Clanface is getting very low, and in fact it looks like Uther is going to die, and he gets burned down. Bones is extremely low as well. The Rag Trait will come out to cause a big defense here, and this is a huge problem for trying to get kills. He can just de-push it. Killer Fairy is taking a ton of damage from that trait as the Q comes out from MDC. Killer Fairy being targeted by Rag here, but they can't dive towers if Rag has trait. It just won't work. And the Lava Wave is going to come out to push top back out. So the usual ping pong of an unattended wave, it's not going to be ping ponging because Lava Wave's just going to go, no. It's handled. It does look like third seed is going to go to the side of the High Inquisitors, though. With that kill, they do get it first, but again, the tools that were drafted by Magnitude Epicenter means it's probably not going to get a huge amount of value without another 1 or 2 kills on the side of the High Inquisitors. They need to get some kills if they want these foliage behemoths to get any value. McDaddy and Clownface are clearing the mid. Wafflecopter is going to try to push them back, but right now his damage is high. That's a great stun, and the X-Strike onto McDaddy, who heals himself, but he's taking too much damage. He goes down. They're now chasing onto Clownface as the bulb prevents this from firing. Clownface fires off a bullet. There's a light bomb ambush. Omni is the one tanking this. He does not want to be the one doing that. They're chasing Clownface. The Welly has come out, and there is another kill, and now they will get some value. That's exactly what they needed, and they did manage to get it. The bot Seed Terror, Garden Terror, is killed by MDC and Bones. Brickets is going to push this in against MDC, but they will get the middle fort as they did manage to get a good series of kills. Clownface and McDaddy getting caught out a little too comfortable, and they do go down. And so we see what both teams know what they need to do to succeed. They're looking to set up a bush gank here. They want to see if the team has been very consistent in taking their camps on cooldown. They're trying to see if they can bait it, but no, they're just going to go for it now. Jaina is taking this camp. She's going to have to position carefully to make sure she doesn't get ganked. Ragnaros does send a meatball in here. But now the team knows. They're going to take their bottom camp. They're going to have to give their top bruiser camp. It goes down. They want to make sure that their siege camp is safe. Bones will check first. It is not under attack. Wolo looking at Clownface. They're going to jump on the Greyman here. Here comes another Light Bomb combo. A huge stun and the X-Strike. Unstoppable. The cleanse is onto Clownface. He gets out. Once again, Rag Trait is up, and he's putting damage onto his opponents with the fury of a raid boss. They do clear out that camp very quickly, and they've basically been able to use this Rag Trait on cooldown to get done what they wanted to. Bot fort is down. Top fort is a sneeze away from down. And even though they lost the first set of seeds of Garden Terrors, they're in a position where if they get them now, they can make sure all the outers are down. That's how well they've played the macro in this game. They still have a very strong, very doable win condition. High Inquisitors needs 3 of these now before they can get more Web Weavers. These guys only need 1, and the game is set up well. The Cursed Bull comes out in a huge amount of damage. Willow's down to half health, even with his Spell Shield, and Jaina still doesn't have her Frostbite. The other side effect of these guys being all over the map with no big brawls, Jaina can't get her Frostbite stacks. She can't get Ice Block. She's at level 16, and she's halfway to Ice Block. MDC does get hit. Here comes the Light Bomb. They're going to try and kill Azon here. The X-Strike is directly onto him. McDaddy is here to heal, though. Wafflecopter trying to get more damage. The pull comes out from Omni as he realizes that he's in too deep, and he's trying to keep all the words in his head instead of going under. Okay, I don't know that song that well. Delta Sniper pushes a wave into the keep. Bricket's coming to respond. Will he be fast enough to keep his fort from going down? It's very low. No, it's going to die. In the mid lane, it's a 2v4. McDaniel gets flipped, but that's a stun onto Omni. He is at half health, but he walks out. The kills are 3-2. This is, compared to the last game, this is a pacifist game. And that's exactly what the red team wants. The demonic invasion comes in, and that's just free damage. They don't even have to look at this fort. It's going to take damage. Wolo is here, trying to cause problems. And the next seed is spawning in a very fortuitous location, a very safe location for the red team. The meatball comes down. They're trying to get it. Wolo is going to use a fire stomp, but he's going to take the cursed bullet, and he's down to half health again. They are. Here comes the Light Bomb engage. That's on 2. Greymane and McDaddy take a lot of damage. The Divine Shield does come out. McDaddy is going to go down. Now he can still heal while he's dead. There's the silence. The isolation goes on Greymane. He's dead also. They're going to jump onto Delta Sniper's rag. He's taking a ton of damage. MDC and Bones are out, but Delta Sniper is going to die. And in the engage, the 6,000, well, 5,500 damage Killer Fairy needed to get the Frostbite stacks for her Ice Block, done. So they're going to take the keep gate here. They don't have really a win condition on the top or bottom. These forts are still at 75+% health. And in fact, Brickets has to go back because the wave is pushing into the keep gate. Even though they've won every fight, even though things are going their way, they don't have control of wave prio. That is what the composition of Magnitude Epicenter is good at, and they are performing admirably. But when the fights become 5-on-5, they don't have... Asmo does not have the ability to provide strong 5v5 team fighting, especially without the Tide of Sin. He just doesn't have much to give in that regard. But I think we'd all love to see an Anduin win in a Game 3. So let's all hope that Macro is a big boy in this game. I'm never going to root against the High Inquisitors, but I will root for Game 3. Bruiser Camp will be stolen here. Next seed doesn't look like it'll be contested. It looks like they're going to give it up, and they're going to make a push. Are they going to push with these camps? Demonic Tide comes down. Midfort will go down to this. Now, this time they are almost a full level behind. The Demonic, the Demon Lieutenant comes down too, and the Midfort is down. The Seeds will come out. But in the bot lane, it has to defend its own keep, basically. In the top lane, there is a fort that will go down. And in the mid lane, a Flame Wave comes out and puts lots of damage onto this Garden Terror. It's taking a lot of damage. It is going to go down quickly to the powerful auto attacks of the Greymane. Brickets is pushing with this one top. That will be the next one they defend. And weirdly enough, in terms of buildings, this game is even. But 20s have been accomplished by the High Inquisitors. They have Wintermute. They have Living Weapon. They have, once again, the Apex Predator from the Dahaka. The Lightning Breath upgrade, the 200% longer, and we have Censure. Almost, they're still 3/4 of a level away on the side of Magnitude Epicenter, so this is a defense they need to have as this gate gets taken down in preparation for the last 3/4 health, 2/3 health of the last Garden Terror here. The cast range and the increased damage for the Blizzard, as this is a Blizzard Jaina. But again, the cooldown of Rag means they take no damage on the keep. So with that coming up, the instant rotation onto this mid keep, they get about 1/3 of its health gone. But again, the defense, the macro defense, the clear defense of the red team means they will hit 20, and they're going to get more opportunities. Probably we'll get a second lava wave for Rag. We're going to get better clear from probably the Hunter blunderbuss for Greymane. Man, I am not wording good today. My mouth word's not smart good. Here comes the lava wave, pushing back. Kyler Fairy is dying to that. Omni having to push the end. They're going to have to back up. Most of their health bars are between half and 3/4. Oh, a good stun there means Bones can't engage there. But 20s have now been accomplished. We now have 40% increase. Siegebreaker, what a name for Asmo's final. The second lava wave. We've got the Hardened Shield, so not Rewind. We've got Live Longer as opposed to Engage Moreness for Bones. We do have the Hunter's Blunderbuss, and we have Redemption. So again, they can lose a fight and continue to push. Uther will come back to life. Bones can fight essentially forever. There's, again, a lot of tools here to win this game without having to team fight. And I think Magnitude Epicenter is nailing it. Their picks are brilliant. Their plays, genius. Their draft, very concise. Wafflecopter is coming in now. Asmodan is going top, looking to push more. Again, they've weathered 2 Garden Terror storms now. Their enemy team is going to have to collect 3 seeds again. They can make sure pushes happen. Now, Tahaka is down here, and he does have basically non-stop instant dig, so he will come up. He's looking at MDC's Asmodan. While in the mid, they're looking to take down this fort. The keep does go down to the Blizzard. In the top lane, Brickets does manage to get a tongue onto the Asmodan. He has no backup here, but MDC's not worrying about it. He's just going to walk up. He's going to cast the Demonic Invasion with the Siegebreaker, and now he's willing to die. He's basically done all he needs to do here. He'll die, and the gate will go down. Now, there is a siege camp pushing here on the bot lane, but the red team is looking to fight here. The Lightning Breath is coming out. It's doing a ton of damage. Daddio is getting extremely low, but he does have Redemption. He will be back. The Divine Shield comes out for Clownfist, and they do blow up the Diablo. Delta Sniper getting very low. Genji jumps onto the back line, but they don't manage to finish Delta Sniper, and they're still healing. Now, Brickets does come in a great tongue with the stun from McDaddy as he comes back to life with the Redemption. And it's a 4v4 now. Diablo is back. He had 100 souls. His death timer is only 5 seconds, and Asmo is dead for good. They don't have to get this seed, though. It is only 1. But we're at 19 minutes and level 22 for these teams. It is another intense game. And again, I feel like I'm being selfish when I say I kind of want to root for Magnitude Epicenter. If these 2 games have been this intense, what would Game 3 look like? What would it look like, guys? So, we're going to see a deep breath taken from both teams. High Inquisitors are taking their camps. They've already taken their Bruiser. They're taking their Siege now. They'll probably answer this and push it out because they have a Catapult in this lane. The next seed is coming up. And again, it only takes 1 more seed for a lot of macro pressure on the side of Magnitude. Just 1. They already have the 2. Dahaka pushing that Bruiser bottom. This is one time, in fact, the red team does not want to split up. Asmo will go down to answer. Bones looking to delay here. But this team is going to split it. Rag will pop trait. He's going to try and make this choice difficult. He does have more, or at least his damage is safer in this way. Welly comes out. They're putting it on Bones. He gets locked down when he pops the Avatar, and the cleanse from McDaddio is good. Omni takes a lot of damage. There's a lot of damage onto Wolo. The Light Bomb comes out, but it's not on him. The X-Strike comes out, but does almost nothing. Welly is continuing to do damage. Clownface is doing a lot. Bones. The Lightning Breath is coming out, but that's a ton of damage onto the Diablo. He's super low. Dahaka comes onto Delta Sniper after his trait burns down. But Wolo is very low. That's going to make trying to get this seed very difficult. They don't want to give it away. They're backing away. Killer Fairy is here. They don't want to get caught. They don't want to make a mistake here. Killer Fairy does take the meatball. There's the delay from Omni on the Anduin. And the dig in from Brickets. He got a chance to tap. The tongue, it misses Clownface. He's going to come in now with this race car. He's doing all sorts of damage. Clownface requesting help, and he's getting it. They jump onto him. The X-Ray comes out again. A great Divine Shield is onto Clownface. McDaddio is low. There is about half health on Waffle Company. The X-Ray comes out again, and they blow up Bones. With the tank down, McDaddio does get the E, but Killer Fairy's slow is ticking, 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 and Uther goes down again. He does not have redemption. You don't see the cute little swirl here. So when he dies, this time he is dead for good. That is a 2-for-0 after more incredibly intense team fights. They don't look like they're ready to end quite yet. They're, in fact, going to push this bottom keep with 4. The Cursed Bullet comes out, but just misses PP Willow. When I first started watching this game, I watched Pro, and I used to think Cursed Bullet was a point-and-click because of how good the pro players were at always landing it. The first time I fired it myself and it didn't just hit the target I was aiming at because it's actually a skill shot, I was perplexed. Anyway, Siege Camp is going to go towards that bottom lane. I think one of these guys will go to clear it out, otherwise they will lose their bottom keep. The next seed is up, and again, this is the 3-3 seed, and this time, giving it up is going to hurt. They don't have the keeps to defend them, and these things are going to be very, very bulky at this point. They're looking to interrupt, but Omni already has it. No, he gets interrupted. That didn't quite go the way they wanted. Oh, the trade from Rag comes out just in time to delay it once again. Welly is thrown over the edge. In comes a dig from Brickett. They're putting damage on the Bones. He takes so much damage. The Avatar does come out. It's so much. The X-Strike comes out. The silence is onto the Murd, and Wolo's very, very low, though. The Greymane is doing tons of damage to the Blunderbuss here. They're forcing the blue team back. They're going to get their first set of Garden Terrors. Now, the first 2 are going to be here and here, which don't do much, so they're going to put their bets on this bottom one. The top lane is going to get pushed out by a Lava Wave, and I believe Asmo still has his Demonic Invasion, which will give them a lot more pushing power again. My gracious, what a game. The Blizzard comes out. It starts clearing this Garden Terror. It's already down to half. They are able to clear fast. Lightning Breath comes out as well, as they just want to get this down. They do not want to let this Siege team onto their keep. The Demonic Invasion comes down, but they're tanking it on purpose onto Omni, so it doesn't kill their keep. Mid lane is already almost pushed up to keep. Their keep is down to half. Wolo takes a big chunk, but Welly comes out again. Magnitude is still pretty much at full health here. Wolo needs to be careful. He's taking a lot of damage. He gets stunned. A great pull by Omni's Anduin there. As down to about 1,000 health. Man, 1,000 health looks like a lot less on Diablo than it does on other heroes. But without their tank, they're going to have to give up this keep. They're going to rotate towards the mid keep, but this Garden Terror is almost down, and Dahaka is handling the one in the top as it punches through his tower. And the red team is going to siege up here at mid. Now, there's still a long time on the Asmo ult, but the Lava Wave will be up at 12 seconds again, and all the other ultimates are up again for Magnitude Epicenter. And we have, once again, what is a fairly even game. They're invading this Bruiser camp. And now it's the blue team that has to be careful. They need to make sure they don't walk into a bad spot. The Greymane damage is getting bonkeroonies. He's actually the highest damage in the game at the moment. And it seems so low for this late in the game because they've been avoiding fights like it was the plague. So we see huge amount of healing, huge amount of tanking, but the damage very low. This siege damage is absolutely nutty. But yeah, this has been incredibly entertaining. They're going to rotate around. They're going to look to invade, and they do. They invade the siege camp here as the bot side is invaded by the High Inquisitors. They're just looking to finish this keep, actually, and it's down. So they've just taken the lead in keeps. However, there is... Oh, not much over it. It's going to die before it does anything else. Blue team is looking to get onto core here. Wafflecopter is throwing shuriken at the core here. Red team, are we going to get a base race? No, red team has decided to give up. They're not going to base race. Welly is on core. It's already down to 70%. There comes the tongue, but there goes. Welly is still on core. It finally gets blown away. Here comes the fire breath, but he's taking so much damage. Wolo gets pulled up by Omni, but the stun from the red trade. He goes down. Omni also at a terrible spot. He's backing away fast, but he gets stunned by the storm, but he goes down also. That is 2 deaths, and now there are camps on the core. Diablo is back because he had souls, but now he's a much squishier target than he was, and they have to defend their core. There is a siege camp pushing here, but it will be answered by Delta Snipers Ragnaros as their core is down to 50%. the red team, looking to come across. They know the healer is dead. Are they going to try and end through the bot lane? No. They're reconsidering. Now, they do get seen by this minion wave. The threat of backdoor is still open, and they do take the seed just to make sure it doesn't go over to their opponents. MDC is taking ice damage from the Jaina. Bones, he jumps over. He's looking for Killer Fairy. He misses the Stormbolt and is forced to back away. Man. I'm running out of breath, guys. A, I've been talking for a solid hour, and B, what is going on here? These teams are so evenly matched. An incredible amount of damage, and Diablo gets blown up as fast as you can snap your fingers. Bones goes down to about half, but it is a 5-on-3 now as Anduin is not back for another 2 seconds. The Welly goes down quickly. In comes the Lava Wave, and the Demonic Invasion drops onto the keep. It is down to half, and it's going to go down fast. Wafflecopter trying to cause a distraction in the back, attacking the Azmodan. There is a stun onto the Uther, but McDaddio does still have redemption. The swirling white tells you he'll be back right away. The Light Bomb engage is onto MDC, but he's a very tanky Azmo. Wafflecopter, he gets tongued. Is he going to get blown up again? No, the backline is getting so caught out. There's the Divine Shield there, but the X-Strike comes in. Wafflecopter is about 2 HP. There's the stun onto Brickets. Bones is jumping onto him. The damage from Clownface is all over the place. There's a stun. They're trying to attack, but Bones gets jumped on by Wafflecopter. This fight is going crazy. The polymorph onto Bones, he could go down here. Yes, he's killed by Jaina. And now a polymorph onto McDaddio, and he's already used his redemption, so now he's dead for good. Diablo will be back in 7 seconds. It'll be a 5-on-3. I have no idea who's going to win this game, guys. I don't even know if it's going to end in the next 20 minutes. Oh, but the silence on the Greymane might spell the end here. A great dig there by Dahaka. They blow him up. Delta Sniper's going to use his trait to try and save. Like, no, a great tongue by Brickets means he's going to go down also. It's a 5-man team wipe, and this game is going to be over right now. There are minions on the core, but they're not going to hit as hard as the members of the High Inquisitors. They're going to take game number 2. They're going to take this set after 2 incredible, epic, insane games. Game number 2 goes to the High Inquisitors, and they win this series of the domination 2-0. GG. I don't have words. I don't have words. I usually do a game summary here, but yeah. A crazy game happened. This macro team comp gave their opponents fits, but they finally won. I think the Apex Predator from Dahaka is low-key one of the best choices that was made. This 20 incredibly strong. Gave him an opportunity to kind of push back against a lot of this pressure that was happening everywhere. This defense from High Inquisitor was so tenacious. There was every chance they could break there, and they bent as far as they could go. They did not break. They did not break! So let's see if we can get an interview with our winning team as they have come out of this. Just fantastic.
Fakes were made.
Oh my goodness. High Inquisitors, 2 absolutely indescribably fantastic games. I was entertained, Chad was entertained. I'm sure you guys weren't entertained because that was so close in both games. How are you,
Yeah.
how are you feeling right
I need
now?
an IV to replace my fluids.
Just amazing. So we go to game 1, we go back, if you can remember that far. Back and forth, momentum switches left and right. Both of you guys going with teamfight comps and just clashing. An incredibly tenacious defense on your own core where you almost lose and bring it back. How crazy were the comms there? Do you guys manage to stay calm throughout these crazy teamfights?
I think so. I mean, I think that was calm this game.
My blood pressure's through the roof.
Yeah,
I don't feel too calm. But...
There was a little
very excited.
I see. Well, I think, I mean, I for myself watching this, I think I have to give a lot of credit to Brickett's tongues in these games. He grabbed target after target unerringly. Is he always this good on Dahaka, or is he just having an out of his mind kind of day?
I'm a
He's
trash
always
Dahaka. I've never
He's
played
not
him
good at
before.
Dahaka.
Don't ban it.
Played him. Yeah,
Never
don't
played
ban the
hero.
Dahaka. He's trash at it.
An important lesson. All of you listening who are in Div A, never ban Dahaka.
Yep, he's garbage.
So they banned Wola, they banned your Diablo, and then they banned your Anubarak. Didn't seem to slow you down either way. Is there one you have a preference on? I mean, not to give other teams
I gotta
this kind of
say,
complaint.
they put out so much damage so fast on a one target that no tank felt good. Just trying to make space for my homies, you know?
Yeah, that level 20 Greymane, every time they popped a bullet and a single auto afterward, you were at half health, and it was fast.
Anduin kept telling me to stop lightning breathing so he could pull me, and I was like, but the barbecue!
Wafflecopter's Genji looking really good too, being really annoying until 13 with the Shingen, and then really starting to chunk people out. He got to play that for both games. Is that, again, is that a favorite hero, or is it just it worked really well on these maps specifically?
Well, you know, it's a similar story to the Dahaka.
You're a trash Genji, never ban it?
That's right.
All right. I'm not trying to give away all your trade secrets here. It was just some really incredible play. Now, Killer Fairy, you got banned out both games. Your Vala, your Sylvanas, both heroes you're known for, gone. Does that make you a little... okay, I'm not going to ask does it make you uncomfortable, because that's not fair to you guys, but I guess is there a little bit of an honor knowing that they're targeting your hero pool that quickly?
I mean, I guess. I mean, it was the same last season too. I just kind of expect it now. But I play lots of mages, so be scared.
Yeah, the Jaina was no slouch at all. So,
I mean,
my memory
you
of
didn't
game
talk
number...
much last was no dust. So
Oh, your robot voice.
Yeah, you're
Brick's turned into a Terminator.
Well,
He did disconnect in the game, so I'm not
Oh,
surprised
yeah,
if he's
he's
having
PDC.
connection issue.
yeah, we...
So what were you saying, Omster?
I can hardly remember game number 1 because game number 2 I almost lost my voice. Again, in game 2 they didn't go for the team fight comp. They took Azmodan in NGC Div A, which I was not expecting, and they brought it really close to the hard macro comp. Were you guys kind of expecting that from them, or was it a surprise to see them whip out such a different comp than game 1?
I was
It's
surprised to see an
hard.
Asmo.
It was a really big surprise, especially from our scouting. It seemed like they usually run poke comps and Tacit Archromy. So seeing that mix up really threw us for a loop. You could tell in the early game.
Yeah, they played it really well again, even up to the late game. But I got to give you guys credit. 2 very close core defends leading to winning the game. Just playing it just perfectly so that you can win. Do you guys have any shoutouts or anything you guys want to say about the state of the game that I didn't manage to ask?
I have got a comment that I strategically try to die at the right moment, you know, to just it's a domino effect, right? So I'm glad that worked out.
I'm actually surprised we didn't see Gul'dan. The Delta's Gul'dan is really scary, and I wanted to ban it. I'm surprised he did pick it because I'm really scared of it. I do want to shout out to them. They're our sister team. Magnitude is a great organization. If your team wants a home and people to play with and just help, you know, building your team and managing your team, Magnitude is a really great organization. And to my team. Like, you guys are awesome.
And thanks
And
for
to the
casting.
caster.
Yep.
It was probably the funnest series I've played in a long time.
I think we're probably gonna try to go watch your stream right now, actually.
Well, that was absolutely fantastic. In chat, they say that because you guys dominated this match, we're now tied for first in the division. So congratulations with that. Any last shoutouts, last comments you guys want to do before we close up the stream here?
I don't usually play that Jaina build.
I saw you go Blizzard, which is not the most common, but it seems like it works.
I just figured everybody is so divey and I'm not, and it give me the range and it covers the whole corridor. So I was like, what the hell? I'll just do Blizzard.
I'll give you an
Zoning
interesting
buttons.
stat for your Jainer Killer Fairy.
What?
There you go.
You were 5,500 points away from getting your frostbite because they weren't fighting you guys, they were just macroing, and I had mentioned that. I was like, man, it's gonna be hard for her. We're at level 16, she's just barely past halfway. Is she gonna get the next team fight? You got it in one go.
Was that when I had Big Blizzard? Or when was I
No,
don't
that was
know.
after 16,
Maybe
so yeah, you
that's
had all
why.
of your talents except Wintermute at that point.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I think the Big Blizzard helped.
But awesome drafts from both teams. I honestly really appreciate Epicenter as a drafting team. I think they always know what they want going into games, and they pick it well. And I don't think I've cast a closer set between two teams. So thank you so much for the interview. Thank you for providing some incredible games, and I really appreciate you guys coming on for the interview too.
Thank you.
Thanks
Yeah,
for the cast.
Epicenter is a scary team. There were quite a few heroes that we were scared that they were going to play, but we can't ban everything, so. Well, thank you. You have a good night.
Thank you. You too. GG's.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye bye.
And there you go, guys. That is our interview from our winning team. They all showed up to give us a little bit of their viewpoint there. Cool to hear from them. Incredible set. And the VODs will be on Twitch for 7 more days. If you enjoyed this, please drop a follow. It would be helpful. Otherwise, also, the VOD will be on YouTube. Within a couple of hours, I will upload it there. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate all the interaction. I'm so grateful for those of you who did drop a follow. I hope this inspired you to go enjoy yourself some Heroes of the Storm. I've been Omster. Have a great night.